Visual dissonance can be described as a discrepancy between what an individual expects to see and what they actually see when looking at an image. This often creates an internal conflict that people naturally want to cognitively resolve. A great deal of advertisements involve images, some that are easy to make sense out of, and others that can be quite difficult to understand. These days, most marketers tend to use commercials that contradict reality to grab the attention of consumers. Let's take a look at an E-Trade advertisement.
I'm in a timeout because apparently riding the dog like it's a small horse is frowned upon in this establishment. Luckily, though, I can conceal this bad boy underneath my blanket just so I can get on E-Trade, check my investment portfolio, research stocks, and set conditional orders. Wait, why are you taking... Oh, I see. Hey, Max, would it kill you to throw a guy a warning bark? I wanted a bird.
E-Trade, investing unleashed.
Now, in real life, we all know that babies whose age cannot talk, let alone use an iPad to check investment portfolios or even use such an extensive vocabulary. And prior to knowing that E-Trade frequently uses this baby in their commercials, most people would not be expecting to hear a voice that deep, even if the baby was at an age that he could talk. This is the type of dissonant information that attracts the consumer. When individuals view an image and their expectations of that image are not met, according to Barnes, there is psychological tension based on what that person expected to see and what they actually see. And when viewers see something unexpected or their expectations go unfulfilled, they will either resolve their tension or abandon the piece and consider another. In this case, the consumer sees a baby and expects to see him do something that babies do, not to talk. In an article by Lasquito and Perloff, it was said that manufacturers and retailers interested in maintaining satisfied customers might benefit by providing the purchaser with ways of reducing dissonance. However, in these photo advertisements and commercials, manufacturers have done the opposite. They have increased dissonance to intrigue the customer while still reassuring them that picking their brand is a wise choice. Solso suggests 3 different ways in which people tend to resolve visual dissonance. A person can decrease the significance of the element in the image that is causing the dissonance. He or she can reinterpret the element, or just change the element altogether. All 3 of these suggestions require a cognitive effort, more than what would have been necessary had the person seen what they had expected to see in the first place. Producers of merchandise want their products to be on the mind of viewers so that eventually they can become consumers, and if they are already consumers, so that they can remain loyal. On the contrary, Marshall states that if the purchaser's actual self-image is close enough to the projected product image, the result will be a low level of dissonance and, consequently, a high chance of repurchase. However, these days, marketers are using dissonant information to reel consumers in. Looking at an ad and seeing what one expects to see does not cause one to think much about the ad, or at least one will spend more time thinking about it if they saw something they were not expecting. This is due to humans naturally not wanting to be in a state of dissonance or inner tension. Therefore, in an attempt to change or reinterpret the dissonant element, one will spend time thinking about the image until either it finally makes sense or they give up on it. Regardless, the viewer has then spent time thinking about this image, and the product or service being advertised moves into the subconscious until triggered to resurface. Let's take a look at a few more commercial advertisements.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce dryer bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
According to Oshikawa, dissonance reduction may now operate as a strong reinforcer in the case of frequently purchased merchandise. In other words, for products that people are used to buying, such as Bounce and Old Spice, dissonant information has no strong effect because those people are so used to buying the product that they will buy again regardless based on trust and loyalty. This allows marketers to use dissonant visuals just for the laughs, like in this commercial.